Great to have Jordan Schakel with us. He made his NBA debut earlier this year with the Wizards. He's currently in the G League with Capital City, and he's joining us right now on John and Jim. Jordan, it is great to have you back here in San Diego. What's this been like for you, the transition from the Mesa to professional basketball? Describe this experience over the last handful of months.
It's kind of all been a blur since draft night. Obviously didn't get drafted, but I feel like ever since then it's just really been one big, long work week, really. After that, after draft day, the morning after, you flew out for Summer League, and it just really hasn't stopped since then. Haven't really got a chance to process anything either, but it's just been a lot of fun. Super blessed to even have this, opportunity, chance to do what I love to do and get paid to do it. So I've just been enjoying myself.
So, Jordan, right before Christmas is when you got the word that you were getting your first call-up to the NBA. How did you receive the news? And where were you, by the way, when you got the news?
I had just gotten home from the Las Vegas Showcase in Vegas. So I got home the night before the call-up, and then in the morning around like 10 a.m., my agent called me. We kind of had a feeling that I might get caught up because so many guys were getting caught up at the moment. And then the Wizards GM, Tommy Shepard, called me. And then that's how I found out. And 2 hours later, I had to get on the plane and go to D.C. So that's just kind of how it works. It's just crazy. You never know.
Are you happy that you found out in the morning instead of like the night before? Because I'm assuming you would not have slept, right?
Yeah, I probably would have had to take a red eye. I'm definitely happy that I found it in the morning because I had to fly to D.C. and then practice, the next day. So I have to be ready.
Who'd you call? Once you found out you're going to the NBA for the first time in your career, who'd you call first?
My dad, because he was at work. So we obviously had a feeling, but we called him because my mom was home. My whole family was home except for my dad. He was working, so we called my dad at work, and he was pretty excited.
I bet he was.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan Schakel joining us here on Extra, John and Jim. Your first game, you went 0 for 6. What were the nerves like stepping on the floor for the first time as an NBA player?
It was just pretty surreal. I got a couple good looks that I'll knock down next time, but it was
there you go.
Pretty crazy. I got thrown out there in the fourth quarter, at the start of the fourth quarter. So after sitting for, 3 quarters for like an hour and a half, you got to be ready. You got to come in and play well. So I just tried to put all that kind of nervous energy in on defense. I was just picking up full court and I caused 2 turnovers. So I just tried to use that energy to play hard on defense, and really that's all I could control at that point.
And then I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, your first game on an NBA roster was at MSG, right? Was that your first game on an NBA roster?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty surreal in itself, right? Your first ever time in the NBA, you're in the world's most famous arena. What was that like?
It was crazy. I had never been to MSG either. So.
Really?
Yeah, it was my first time even being inside that building, and it was even crazier because Kemba had 40 that game, and so the crowd was in prime New York fashion. Couple celebrities sitting courtside, so I got to see the full MSG spectacle. It was pretty crazy.
Jordan Schakel joining us here on Extra. So when they told you, the Wizards, that your 10-day contract expired, what were they telling you that you needed to work on the most down in the G League?
They just told me to keep shooting.
There you go.
That's pretty much it, It's funny that you say that because I was trying to keep track of, when are my 10 days up. I actually had no idea that the 10 days, I didn't know if they counted off days or what it was. So I really didn't know that my 10 days were up until I got unadded from the Wizards group chat. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's over now.
You got unadded from the group chat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cold, man.
So the chat is just for active players, essentially, Jordan?
Yeah, like the day-to-day routine, they'll send it out on a chat. So I was like, I feel like tomorrow is my 10th day. I don't know if they counted on the 9th or 10th day. I guess we'll see.
If I'm blocked, I'm not on the team anymore.
Yeah, going back to the G League.
So what's that been like, Jordan? Describe the G League experience. I mean, obviously, college basketball is a whole different world, I would imagine. Some of the environments that you have in college hoops, the chance to play in an NCAA tournament. The NBA, obviously, is the mecca of everything for professional basketball. What's the experience like as a player in the G League?
For me, it's been a great all-around experience. It's a league where you're allowed to develop, allowed to make mistakes, and really just allowed to perform and shine. You know, you play 48 minutes and the floor is more space than it is in college. There's not many people in the stands anywhere. So you kind of have to bring that energy from, you know, within yourself, within the team. There's no, you know, student sections or anything like that. It's just really a first step in your pro career type thing. And I've just really enjoyed being able to be out there and play a lot and be able to shoot and make mistakes and figure it out.
Couple more minutes here with Aztec for Life, Jordan Shackle, who's currently on the G League in Capital City. Do you talk much with your former teammates, especially Malachi, Matt Mitchell, who's across seas, with his experience? How much do you keep in contact with former Aztecs teammates around the league and across seas, and how they are doing with their experience?
Yeah, I talk to guys like that all the time. I talked to Malachi today. I talked to Matt, KJ, Terrell Gomez, you know, as well as everybody that's still on the team right now. I definitely try to watch as many games as I can, just because it's really a family when you go to SDSU, and so when you leave, you still feel like you're a part of that family and still feel included. And you know, you really care about those guys. Even though I'm not there, I really want to see them do well this year.
So it's safe to say you're not going to be blocked from that group chat, right?
Nah, not anytime soon.
Jordan Shackle with us here on Extra 1360 on John and Jim. Jordan, when I think back to your playing days and the success you had on floor at San Diego State, I mean, it's unbelievable how much you guys won, whether it was 2020, 30-2, last year, 23-5. When you think about your development, what kind of role did Brian Dutcher and his staff have in you becoming the player you are today?
I think that, you know, they've had a big role in that. Just the way they run their program, the culture. You know, everybody wakes up early and gets to the gym, and you don't feel weird waking up early and working out because everybody else is doing it with you. You don't have to do it by yourself. And, you know, they're always up, giving you times to work out and really helping you in your development, each coach. So they obviously have had a big impact in that, and I think you see that with certain guys now who've just gotten better as they've been there.
How are you able to consume Aztecs basketball now? Because you've got your own schedule and practice schedule. You're out east, they're out west. I know you try to keep track on what's going on. So how do you consume the Aztecs, and how are you able to do it?
I think it's easier because you know, if we both play at 7, their game is at 4.
Right.
So I just watch it in the locker room before my game. I might not be able to watch the whole thing, but I watched the first half of the Colorado State game before we had our little walkthrough and film segment just to get me going. So that's how I do it.
Well, it was a good first half. It was a really good second half for San Diego State as well, as they beat Colorado State by 30. Hopefully they get back on the floor at some point soon as well. Jordan, it is awesome to catch up. We wish you the absolute best. Keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully we see you back in the NBA soon. And thanks for taking a few minutes for us today here in San Diego.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, thanks for having me.